So you were charged with threatening exhibition or use of a firearm with a school bus. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement that it's a 6-month deferred. Ms. Uceda, this is the type of probation that if you complete successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
You can't tell people it was dismissed. It doesn't get dismissed. You do a probation. If you complete it, there's no conviction on your record.
Oh,
There's a big difference. Do you understand?
yeah, I understand.
Okay. It is extremely important that you complete this successfully, because if you don't, this is a
Okay, pause right there. This is actually huge. What Judge Fleischer just said about deferred probation. That's not a get out of jail free card. It's basically a legal test period. Complete it perfectly, and your record stays clean. Slip up once, and boom, conviction city. Viewers, what do you think? Should this kind of second chance be more common in criminal court, or does it let people off too easy?
potential crime of violence that will always be used against you in the future. If you ever try to apply for a job, if you ever try to go do something in this life, you will always have to explain this. If it's a conviction, meaning if it goes on your record, that is a very bad thing.
Yeah, I
You
understand.
need to complete this probation.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand now.
I'm going to waive all your fees. It's never about the money. It's about you showing up on time, not using alcohol, not using drugs, and doing illegal drugs, and doing the classes you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
The recommendation here was for you to do a Thinking for a Change, which is a 16-week class that you go once a week. Mr. Slider has asked for me to give you a different class, which is a effective decision-making class, which is an 8-hour class. I will do it. The other thing she's supposed to do is what else?
It's anger management.
He's still on his anger management.
I finished that one already.
If it's okay with you, that's what you do.
Did she do it?
She did do it.
Yeah, I
She's
finished
done,
it.
she's done quite a bit since she's been on bond, Judge.
Okay, I will give you credit for anything that you've done.
Mhm.
The only thing that we're asking you to do, stay out of trouble. Don't be in possession of weapons. And I'll make you a deal. If you do really well, I'll take you off in half the time. So if you get everything done, you're nice to everybody, especially the probation officers, because I'm telling you, these people have a really hard job because they deal with a lot of people who aren't nice. And if you aren't nice to the probation officers, they're not going to treat you well, and you're going to be right back over them.
Mhm. I understand.
You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to test on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported. Right. I still have to advise you that if you're not, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization.
Oh, weird. I was.
He's just advising you,
Oh,
just in
okay.
case if you weren't, he's just making sure.
You need to
that
understand that you
understand.
also give up the right to appeal.
Oh,
So what that means is that once you enter into this is a contract that you and I are entering into. If you complete it successfully, we're all happy. If you violate it, though, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail, bring you back out, and you're facing a whole year if you violate this. You understand?
yes, I understand.
Don't pick up any new cases. Do your stuff on time. If there's ever any issues, if you ever have any problems, come back, talk to us, and we can work through anything.
Okay, I understand.
Any questions?
No.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. Sorry, I'm very nervous.
No need to be. You know, as long as you do everything well, there's no need to be nervous.
Mhm.
I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to wait. I will withhold that for 6 months. Wait for you to do what you need to do.
What I did was a mistake, I know.
Just the idea is that you learn. That's why we have this, so that you learn, so you don't make the mistake again and end up with something worse. Everybody back there in jail, they never learn. They never grew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Grow up. What are you doing with yourself now? Did you graduate from high school?
last year. I graduate.
So what's the plan for the rest of your life?
Next year, I might go to college
Why next year? Why are you waiting?
because they were helping me to get into college. But
Who's they?
like the teacher from high school,
Okay, so what are you doing with yourself now? Nothing.
helping my parents. I know it's nothing. I know.
No, that's not good. You're doing nothing. And the thing is that all you're doing is you're getting older. And if you're not doing anything now, 1 year is going to pass by, 2 years is going to pass by. That's unacceptable.
I might get a
No.
job.
No, you need to get a job. And I'm now making that a condition of as well.
You can really feel the shift here. The judge's tone moves from legal to life coach. Notice how he's not just talking about laws anymore. He's talking about purpose. This is something rare in court. Judges don't often push defendants to change their life path. But Fleischer clearly sees potential here. Let's be honest, how many people get that kind of tough love in front of a bench instead of behind bars?
You either have to get a job or be in school full time. I'm not going to let you be a bum and do nothing while you're on probation. If you don't get a job, it's not going to go well for you. You need to be productive because when you have too much time on your hands, you get self-destructive. Bad things happen. You need something to do in this life. Do you understand?
Interesting.
Okay, so I want to know within 3 weeks that she's done something. I'm giving you 3 weeks. If you don't have a bunch of applications in to try to get a job, that's not going to go well. I want you to start looking.
I applied, but they want like everything. They want Social Security.
How else are they going to pay you?
They want it. I don't have such. I do have, but
You do? If you were born here, you do. You just got to
they
go
want
get a copy
ID,
of
but I
it.
haven't got my ID.
She got to go get her ID.
I have to go get my
Man,
ID.
how are you going to live this life without even an ID?
How-
She said, no. I'm gonna keep you here. We're gonna work with you to make sure that stuff happens with you. First, I want you to get your ID. You got 2 weeks. After that, we're gonna work on getting your Social Security card. You got another 2 weeks to get your Social Security card. After that, we're gonna start working on getting you a job.
Social Security.
You got the card?
My mom has it.
Okay, so I want you to go get an ID. You got 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. Good
Thank you,
luck.
Judge.
Thank you so much. Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Upshaw. Sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On April 5th, 2025, a law enforcement officer conducted a traffic stop due to a heavily tinted motor vehicle in Harris County, Texas, and also for the defendant's failure to signal within 100 feet before making its turn. The officer told the defendant to lower his windows for safety. The defendant slightly lowered the rear window, the officer was still unable to see inside the vehicle. The officer asked the defendant again to lower the window. The defendant said he did not have to. The officer observed the defendant acting nervously by breathing heavily and staring at the floorboard of the motor vehicle. The officer told the defendant to step out of the vehicle for safety. The defendant refused. The officer opened the driver's door and told the defendant to step out of the vehicle. The defendant declined again. The officer grabbed the defendant's wrist and attempted to pull the defendant out of the vehicle. The defendant resisted by clenching his fist and pulling his arm away towards his body. And the officer told the defendant to step out again, to which the defendant stated he did not have to. The officer attempted to pull the defendant out of the motor vehicle. The defendant continued to resist by pulling his arm towards the body. The officer was able to pull the defendant outside of the car. The defendant again resisted by clenching both fists and refused to place his hands behind his back by tensing his arms and pulling away. The officer and his partner forced handcuffs onto the defendant in order to perform the arrest.
Mr. Upshaw, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run his license, please? See, guys, ballot. The only bond condition I'm placing on you now, sir, is that you're not allowed to drive unless you have a valid license, a Texas driver's license, and liability insurance in your name. I'm just asking you to follow the law. If you do not have one or the other, then you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
His license is eligible.
Okay, so I'm going to have you sign conditions to that, and then do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box. I'm going to get you bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and that's how you're free to go. All right? Please.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here for Mr. Torres.
And can we turn the live stream? He's out on bond, yes. And if we could turn the live stream off, please. Okay. This is the old DWI. I'm being appointed to the case today. So I talked to the state and I kind of looked at the procedural history of the case. So he had hired an attorney. He came to court every single time the attorney was hired and was working for him. There was a PTI offer on the table while the attorney was hired, and the attorney basically told Mr. Torres, okay, well, it's going to be this additional money if you want to enter into the PTI program for me to represent you throughout that whole process. And Mr. Torres couldn't afford it. And so the attorney withdrew, and Mr. Torres didn't come to court one time. Only one time he didn't
I
come to
have
court.
multiple times that he has not failed, that he's
Where-
failed job.
Okay, where on the district? I looked at the resets, and sometimes he was not required to appear, and then there was one capious. So I might be misreading, but
At a county bond.
because I think he was arrested
I see the KPS on 10/8 and then 4/3.
10/8, and then what?
3? No.
He was arrested out of county,
It's a lawyer.
so.
Okay, so here's what we'll do is I'll give you some time.
Yes, well, I talked to the state and they're like, we're not opposed to PTI, but you have to reapply, right?
I'm
And,
not going to sit here and wait the 3 months when the case is 332 days old.
Okay.
No, I'll give you 30 days at the max
okay,
for him to have everything done, turned in and ready to go. But I'm not going to sit here and reward someone for.
The judge, only thing I said was just want to make sure it was clarified. He was originally auto approved, I pulled that, and now he's going to require mitigation package
Right.
because of these.
Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to give him 2 weeks to have the mitigation packet turned in.
okay,
Okay, if he doesn't have it turned in, it's clear to rock. And
okay,
then I'm going to put a GPS monitor on him now,
okay.
so we know where he is.
Yeah, and one more thing, Your Honor, just to make the court aware, there is discovery, well, the state doesn't have discovery missing or anything like that, but I want to obviously submit a supplemental breath
Oh,
intoxilizer discovery order. Like, there's very minimal discovery in this case, and so I have no idea what kind of investigation was done on this case prior to my representation, and so I do have concerns that
I looked
there's.
today,
Okay,
I had expedited a special.
right, so I'm just saying, like, I don't know in 30 days what the discovery situation will be, but I intend to file a breath discovery order,
Get it done today.
so.
Come up, Mr. Torrance. Regardless, if he's applying for the PTI program, 2 weeks, he must have absolutely everything turned in.
Okay, yeah, it does require the TRAS as well.
Happen after the fact.
Okay,
If he's,
just the application and the
you must
paperwork,
have
okay.
absolutely everything done within 2 weeks, or I'm not giving you any more resets. For that. Do you understand? Today, you will get a scram on one ankle, you're going to get a GPS monitor, and if you take off again, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand? You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. Can you run his license, please?
Yes, sure.
Torres, Judge?
No, Joe.
Yeah.
Did you say
Torres,
Christopher?
Last name.
Torres?
Just a
I thought she said Christopher.
Oh.
That's why. Did you? No? Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
It is eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. You're not allowed to drive unless you have liability insurance as well. That is also a condition of your bond. Do you understand? Okay, so we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Tell
We
me,
have Dwayne Berard,
bond or Jen?
Joe.
Okay,
okay.
what's the word?
I was speaking with the chief. I'm not sure if he wanted to come up here on this individual. This is for Dwayne Berard, if we can do probable cause.
It's an assault, right?
Yes, Your Honor. On February 1st, 2025, an officer was notified of an inmate who was assaulted by 2 other unidentified inmates. The officer was informed by the detention officer that the complainant was stated he had been assaulted by the defendants. The officer was unable to review surveillance video due to the camera being down. The officer interviewed the detention officer who identified the defendants by the description given to him by the complaining witness. The officer interviewed the complaining witness and
Torres?
observed redness and bruises to the right side of his face and a laceration on his right forearm. The complaining witness stated that two light-skinned black males had entered into a cell yelling,
Joe Torres?
I apologize, I'm reading straight from the number. You gotta get your gay ass out of here. And started stomping and punching him. The complainant was described one male as bald with a beard and the other had a fade with waves and tattoos. Witness stated both males had seen him previously sitting with a transgender inmate and made comments. Through the description, the detention officer was able to identify the defendants.
Judge, the complainant says that the people that assaulted him were two light-skinned males, one bald with a beard and one with a fade and a beard. My client at the time had an afro. He does not even match the description given by the complainant. So off of the wrong, improper identification of my client, there would be no probable cause to make the arrest. He doesn't even fit the description.
Ace?
Your Honor.
I mean, I don't know. You know, that was 2 months ago. Hair grows. I don't.
When I saw him, I got the case, I think February 11th. When I saw him on that date, he had an afro. In his booking photo, he has an afro. Now, after the fact, he has now cut his hair. February 1st is the date of the incident. He had an afro.
So Your Honor, what we have here is, and just come from the office report. By the description given by inmate Gardner, Cameron was able to identify inmate Williams, inmate Gerard, Dwayne. Inmate Gardner was in fear for his life and press charges against said inmates.
I don't know. Do you want to reach out to the officer? Did they like take some kind of
I mean, absolutely.
Or
There
do
was
they bring
pictures
him?
on the portal. The pictures taken, there is a male with a beard and a fade with tattoos as described by the complainant. However, the picture that's on the DA portal, that's not my client.
So, Your Honor, here's what I've just asked. We reached out to Colin because he does have some serious pending charges. I think we're going to be able to get our case resolved out based on our evaluation of this case. I just need a second here to get Felony to reach back out to me to come to a resolution on this.
I mean, if they have the wrong person, they have the wrong
It's
person.
the wrong person,
I
Judge.
would argue that based on the PC we have in the DIMS.
You want to reach out to them now to see? I'll give
We've
you
already
some.
reached out. We've reached out.
Fine.
And we were here in our last setting for that to happen. It still hasn't.
Ariel, that's not what happened. What happened is Ariel came to me and said, hey, I think y'all have issues with the case. Here's why. I said, okay, we'll take a look. We have taken a look. We've given Felony our concerns for the case. That is what was supposed to happen.
But is it true that the photo that they gave was a different person?
Yes, that is correct, Judge.
Where does
Let's do this. I got a line building up. Show them real
I have
quick.
showed them, Judge. And I gave,
Judge Bates?
I broke down the case, gave them point details of what's wrong.
And I'm not, what I'm saying is, Judge, based on what Ariel gave me last time, we evaluated the case.
But we all have the discovery on the portal. I did my diligence. That's where I'm going to leave it,
Okay,
Judge.
let's do this. Let me stand down for a second. Can you pull the picture so I can see it real quick?
And here's the jaw drop moment the judge ties it all back to real tragedy. He reminds everyone about a case where a drunk driver killed an officer and got life. This isn't just a scare tactic, it's a grim reality check. The emotional weight of this moment hits different. What's your take? Are judges right to get this personal in sentencing, or should they stick strictly to the law?
As well. And then let me take a look. And if it's not the right person, I'm going to find no PC now.
Okay,
So just, but they've been waiting. Let me, just give me
okay, Judge.
10 minutes. And then let me.
I'll hop back in line and I'll have the picture ready. Thank you.
I will say, Judge, before we do the plea, I was informed by probation, he did a TRAS in anticipation of his sentencing for next week in felony courts. And apparently they are recommending inpatient treatment. So he's likely going to get that on the felony probation.
Over there.
That was their TRAS.
Yeah, we're not gonna ding him.
Okay. Just wanna,
No, he'll be expected to, once he's released.
of course.
Mr. Myers, come up. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You're charged, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're making a very serious decision today, Mr. Myers. You need to understand that you ever get into a car forever and a day, you get pulled over and there's anything funky in your car, whether it's alcohol, dope, you're now going to be looking at a felony charge. Do you understand? A third DWI, you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Have you been to the pen before?
Yes, sir.
You could be looking at potentially 15 to life days. You know, if it's a serious enough charge, you know, if you've been to the pen twice, you're habitual. 25 to life, man. Really. When something that's so easy as you taking an Uber, $40, anywhere you want to go, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, a toke off a joint, you get into a car, you're begging for trouble. Do you understand?
Sure.
The agreement is 1 year in Harris County Jail to be probated for 18 months. You will do a repeat offender education class, 4 victim impact panels. You must also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. He's already done a TRAS upstairs.
He'll still have to do it. with
Can
us.
we go on that as well? And
Yes.
we'll piggyback so he doesn't have to do it again?
Mhm.
Okay, we're going to use your TRAS upstairs down here so you don't have to do it all over again. And what we'll do is we will do the same thing because they're requiring you to do SATIF upstairs, okay? Which is probably what they're going to order you to do. We will run everything at the same time so it runs together. Just if you have a problem, address it, man.
Yes, sir.
The last thing you want, did you see what happened yesterday? Did you see what happened upstairs yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, there was a guy that's in his 30s that had 2 DWI convictions. He's out in a car. He rams into someone else in the back, kills an officer.
Okay.
Yesterday, he got life. So that's what I'm saying. It's an accident. You don't mean to do it, but if you kill someone, you're looking at a life sentence, man. Take an Uber. It's not hard. It's so easy. One button on your damn phone will get you a car wherever you want to go. You must do 3 days in Harris County Jail as a condition of the probation. Do you know when he wants to do it?
April 28th.
Okay. All right. No breath test refusal. If you're driving in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test. You must do it while you're on this probation. No drugs, no alcohol, and a guardian and a lock. Is this how you understand the agreement, Mr. Myers?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you're stuck with us until you complete it or you get revoked. If you do something to violate this probation, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out and we're going to have a hearing to determine if you violate it and you're looking at an entire year. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay? I have to suspend your license. I'm going to suspend it for a year. Good luck to you, sir.
And the super fines and everything are waived. I am appointed. He is very much a good gentleman.
I normally on a second won't, but he's on probation. He's going to be doing SATIF. I will. Don't get into a car, man. Just please don't get into a car. It's not hard. You understand? I'm suspending your license as of today. You're not allowed to drive. I will have you sign an affidavit today promising me you're not going to drive. Mr. Myers, I don't care what you got to do. Just don't drive. All right, good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I have Mr. Broussard, who's the fellow who we spoke about yesterday. He's here. He's in the hallway with his brother, I think. I was trying to remember if it's brother or dad. I think it's brother. So, per our conversation yesterday, your game was putting it back on, and I apologize. I don't have them on my docket, so I gotta look up the cause number.
Um,
It's already
And then, of course, it doesn't pull up because I think I misspelled Broussard.
so where do we go from here?
So they were debating, the
Did
district
you
attorney's office was
Back
debating.
them at all?
Yeah, so it's the same answer basically that, this is when we're talking about like mental health.
They have a
PTI.
Yes.
TRAS, right?
And I think, yes, we were gonna have a TRAS, or was it?
Under copy
A
that.
copy valve, that was it, because the TRAS were, any kind of thing that we do in the TRAS.
We're gonna do a comp eval. So can we get a date today?
So what'll happen is, once I get him on bond, then I can file a comp eval and ask for a date. Because they won't give me a date if he's got a warrant. So,
Okay.
so we get him on bond. Yeah. Yes, Judge. It is 2503529. I give you Mr. Broussard.
Show up. That's all we're asking you to do. When you show up to court, good things happen, Mr. Broussard, okay? We need to do something with you now. I'm gonna reinstate your bond. We need to send you to do an evaluation. It's the only thing I'm asking you to do. If you do this, good things are gonna happen, all right? So I'm reinstating it now.
Yes, Judge.
File the paperwork. Is it?
I'm gonna do it right now. Yes, normally I can get, so I don't know when the date will be, but they'll tell me a date today.
Wonderful. Let's do it. So before he leaves, he knows the actual date.
Excellent.
Awesome. Okay.
And Judge, is it possible for him to stay in the hallway with his brother? Okay.
Don't leave.
Don't leave the floor.
Don't leave.
Be in the hall, okay?
Okay. You ready?
Travius Bell, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Bell, he's was on the docket for today, but he does have a bond violation.
Who wants to talk first?
If I may, Your Honor. I think the facts were that, you may recall, he was being evicted from a place where he was living with his family member. He was getting a drink. His family member has dreads like him, kicked the door. He was walking back to the residence. They accused him of doing what his cousin did. He was taken into custody because he had the MAJ out of Fort Bend County. I believe he gave a fake name or something like that. The state is verifying these facts. He was in the process of finding some place to live when he was here for his bond conditions. He's got his ankle monitor. He has a new place where he lives, where he's been resting his head. But I think the bond violation is popping up because he's not checking in to where the original location was that he gave probation. I believe he has phone records from when he was speaking with probation, trying to inform them of the updated address. And I just got the BVR last night at like 9 o'clock or something like that. The first
I
time.
haven't even seen it.
Yeah,
I don't even.
nor has the state. So perhaps we're
Let me take a look. So the bond violation is that you entered at 10:50 as opposed to the 10 o'clock, right?
Yes, 10:50 and 21 seconds on 3/28. And that goes back to 3/28 as well, Your Honor. And today is April 9th.
Don't pick up any more bond violations. It's not going to go well for you. You understand? If you don't have anyone if you don't have anyone that's ready to pony up $10,000 on you, if you get both your cases revoked, you'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this thing's over with. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Make good decisions. One more. That's it. There's no excuse. Do you understand? Okay. All right. We'll continue supervision.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Teapot.
Buenos días, señor Tubas.
You were charged with illegal dumping. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
That is a multa.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On August 1st, 2019, surveillance video recorded a gray Chevrolet Avalanche bearing a temporary license plate, and Also recorded two Hispanic males exit the vehicle and illegally dump a refrigerator on the side of a city easement in Harris County, Texas. The weight of the waste was approximately 117 pounds. The officer used the license plate to identify the defendant. The officer compared the surveillance video to the defendant's driver's license photo and believes the suspect to be the same person.
Y sospechoso era la misma persona.
See the person?
Dice,
On the
¿vieron a la
surveillance video, Your Honor.
persona?
There's surveillance of him actually dumping the fridge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Vigilancia dice la foto
All right,
de
Mr.
él.
Bucks, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable
Suficiente
cause
razón como
to go
prueba
forward with your
para
case.
seguir con el
You run his
caso.
license, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I
Su señoría.
I just have one moment.
Sure. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive.
No puede
And
manejar.
that is a condition of your bond. If I find that you do in violation of this, I will put you in jail. I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you because they sweep it daily, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck in there until this case is over with. And then you get shipped off to immigration. Do you understand?
¿Usted lo entiende? Yes, sir.
How's jail?
Wasn't fun.
You don't want help?
I would like to receive help.
We can help you find a place to stay. We can get you food, cell phones, all kinds of stuff. All you have to do is ask and we can provide it to you. The problem is that if you're homeless and you continue to rack up these convictions, you're just making it worse for yourself. Every time you plead guilty, you end up with a conviction. And when you rack up certain types of convictions, it only hurts you so much worse, you know? They've offered you time served. If you want to do this today, we can do it today. We also have other services available as well if you want that as well. You're charged with 2 counts of criminal trespass. The agreement that they have worked out or that you guys have worked out is they're going to dismiss one. You will end up pleading on the second one. If you do this, you're going to end up with a conviction on your record. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. You understand? Is this what you want to do? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this, there's no turning back. Who do you have in your life? Do you have anyone?
Right now,
Mom, dad,
I
anyone?
have my mom, but I haven't contacted her.
Why not?
I haven't had
Where does she live?
the town.
So you would prefer to live on the street than contact mom?
I really get in contact with her, but it's just been a minute.
She's what?
It's been a long time. I would want to get in contact with her though.
Where are you living now? On the street? So why not call mom? Isn't it better to live at home with mom than to live on the street?
Without realizing.
But Cassidy, 30 days from today, if you have a change of heart, if you would rather do something else like a probation, come back and we can talk. Because I have jurisdiction within 30 days of after you do this. If you have a change of heart, if you want probation, if you want help, services, we can do that for you. You know, it just scares me that you're doing this. You're going to end up right back on the street, end up back in 2 weeks with another charge, you know? How do you plead to this offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Still give her resources.
I'm going to have you talk to Shatoria. We have resources that we can give you. Whatever you need, all you got to do is ask and we'll try to help you with whatever you need. All right? Like I said, if you have a change of heart, you want to do something within 30 days, let me know. We can do something, try to do something different. All right? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? Mr. Cassidy.
That's you. How do you plead guilty or not guilty?
40 seconds. How do I teach?
Guilty or not guilty?
Are you guilty of criminal trespass? All right. I'm gonna find you guilty. I'll send it to you the 90 days. I'll give you credit for the 36. I'll have you talk to Shatori now so we can try to help you out. All right? All right. Good luck, Mr. Cassidy. Your other case will be dismissed. You have something on today's docket?
No, Your Honor.
Is that what this is? The PSR?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
One, Your Honor, but Darrell.
Those 255-7900.
Said 255.
7900.
79.
Cheryl.
7,900, Cheryl. It's the last name. Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Can I bring him up?
Oh, so this is, I guess,
He's not here.
He's not here. He's from out of state. There's not a date. And so I was wanting to answer the open warrant and try to see if we can set a bond.
We usually do that with them here so we can get bond conditions done. Where do they live?
He's in Maryland, Baltimore area.
Can he get here so we can do it? I don't mind giving him a PR bond,
Yeah.
but we need him here.
So he said he could be here by next week. I think spring break is next week for the family.
Tell him
The
to be careful, he
16th.
gets on a plane.
Well, that's the problem. So I didn't want him to get on a plane or drive and there's.
Well, driving, I mean, I don't think that there's.
Either way, we couldn't clear it because he would need to fingerprint and I would need him here to sign the bond and to be sent for fingerprinting. Because even if a bond is set, the warrant can't be cleared until they go to JPC and receive that information. So,
I don't know, like if I were to set a bond, I don't know, would he be able to make it in Maryland?
oh, like a surety bond?
Yeah,
Right.
or if I remember pay the court.
I know for
something.
surety bonds, they do have to fingerprint as well.
Yes.
So I'm
but-
not sure how that works.
Are you okay with setting a bond on this?
My only, I didn't realize it, my only concern is obviously bond issues, right? Like, I don't care about the amount, it's because it's family violence case, so we're gonna contact.
Well, so what, if we set a bond and he makes it, he's got 7 days to be here. If he doesn't come, we issue another warrant and I'll never do it again.
We just came from court one. There's apparently two cases.
Oh.
One was going to be dismissed. We
Wait a
thought it was.
second. No.
And now we're here.
But
It's coming to us, regardless, it would have been, it's the lower case number. We have the lower case number, so it come to us.
what's weird?
That said to be the other day that that the magistrate found no PC on, they didn't sign the warrant.
Oh, that's weird. Did you hear that?
And we had case two.
So let's get it here, Vic. Let's get it here so we can do everything all at once. You want to do that?
Yeah, the court one has to be the one to transfer it, and they have to sign it.
Will you go?
I just came from, but the prosecutor's office said they're going to end up dismissing the case. It hasn't happened yet. But there was no reason for the judge to issue a bond or anything. She said I still had to come here. So I just came.
Did they say when they're going to dismiss it or no?
No, but I mean, at this point, it can't.
The problem is, if I set you a bond now and they don't dismiss it, you'll never be able to post bond because there's always going to be that warrant out.
I mean, I can run up, go and check with she put on the record.
Oh, great. Is it your case?
It's not, it needs to transfer over because it was in court one, that's court five.
He's saying that they're going to dismiss it.
The assault family violence.
I think the magistrate found no PC on it. And the magistrate refused to sign the warrant too.
It's the other one, Judge, that they found, they didn't sign, it was the 255-787.
They found no PC or they found
They
PC?
they didn't sign the warrant. The one
On the
in court
terroristic
one,
threat.
I don't know if he signed out. But. the
Okay,
one-
so I guess the magistrate found no PC on the terroristic threat and found
We don't have a case at all, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I was going to ask for a PC hearing anyway, but at this point, because there's an
Let
open
me do
warrant.
this plea real quick and
Yeah,
then,
I'll
Be on your
hang out.
case.
Thank you.
it was, the magistrate found no PC on the terroristic threat, our case.
Oh, okay.
So let me just do this plea and we'll do PC.
Yeah.
Coming up. Okay, counsel, are you ready? Are you ready?
Maybe so. I'm waiting on.
Oh, okay.
Right, let me, this was, no, I mean, this was one quick.
Just take your time. There's no rush.
7900.
It is discovered.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I bought it on the phone. Maybe false.
Ah, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have the cost numbers on Cheryl?
Yes, I'm pulling it up now.
I mean, theoretically speaking, if a magistrate found no PC on our case here, there's nothing I can do anyways. Right? Because we've lost jurisdiction. So there's nothing that I can do with it. They either have to dismiss it or have to go re-indict it at some point.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do with the terroristic threat?
I mean, just for candor purposes, this is the first time that I'm looking at.
That you even seen, okay, so
And everything, so I'm just not in a position where I'm gonna be able to say, yes, we're gonna, dismiss it or not.
what we normally do in that instance is we give the state a little bit of time to do whatever they want to do to determine whether they want to dismiss it or go indict it. We usually put it for the last. Vic,
Yes, Judge.
the no PC cases that they haven't dismissed, do we put it on the last day of,
The last Monday of the month, so April 28th.
that's what we normally put it on for you guys to make whatever decision that you want to do. The terrorist threat's out of my hand. Nothing I can do with it. So if you want me to do something on the assault, we got to get it down here and then I can set you a bond.
They just called. Okay.
The assault's been dismissed.
So I just want to make sure there's not an open warrant. That's the only.
So I guess just the warrants I would sign.
But the problem, he never signed the 2B, right? So how can there be an open warrant if he didn't sign the 2B?
It's like it's in one status, but they didn't.
It'll show warrant status, but a judge, me, the magistrate never signed the actual warrant for it to issue. It shows warrant status, but.
Okay, so I think the open warrant was
Problem
court
is though,
realistically.
no, because they just dismissed it.
Right, so now that will go away.
That's gonna
Potentially.
pay, but
Okay.
our case here in court 5, it's been no PC by the magistrate. So the problem is that wherever he goes, people are gonna see open warrant and they're not gonna know what transpired here. So they're going to assume it's in warrant status. So they're gonna,
That's my concern for him.
I understand. So ball's in your court. My name's Bennett and I ain't in it.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't do anything.
I mean,
So-
I can hang out
No.
today.
Take your time, take a look, what I would do, just, I guess, get his information, contact him in a couple days, see what you guys want to do, take your time, talk to whoever you need to talk to, and then to make a decision.
So I'll talk to my chief today about it, see what's up.
And then you guys, I mean, for me,
Yeah,
there's
at
nothing
this-
to do, because
Well, thank you, Judge.
our case is out, and then the other one's been dismissed. I would go get a copy of that dismissal.
Right, no, this is all helpful either way. I'm glad I came down.
I would, at the minimum, go get yourself a copy of the dismissal from court 1, so you have that for your record, so you can give it to your client, and then let them know what's.
Judge, they're seeing that since, even though that they didn't sign the warrant, it's the, when it's being heard by the judge and then.
If she found, she found the PCs.
They do things a little bit different, so like, just because they.
Did they find it? Yeah. Hold on, guys, hold on. Okay, so this is what happened. The cops go to get the warrant signed on the terroristic threat, and the magistrate refused to sign it. So what she's saying that we need to hear PC right now.
Okay, let's have a hearing then. That's probably the easiest.
Shh, Okay, so, are you ready? Okay, go for it.
Officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. Complainant witness stated that the defendant called her the day prior and stated, quote, "I know where you live. I'm going to come kill you. I'm going to kill your dog. I have a trap on your car." Complainant witness told officers that the defendant had given her the vehicle and that she was concerned about the existence of a tracking device. Defendant is not a resident of the state, but was in town for an unrelated reason. The defendant then sent the complainant witness a photo of her apartment door after making a threat. Heard on ring video, the defendant hitting the door in an aggressive manner. TW said she was in fear of her life.
So he says, go through it again.
All right, so complainant witness stated that the defendant called her the day prior and stated, "I know you live. I'm going to come kill you. I'm going to kill your dog. I had a track on your car." Complainant witness told officers that the defendant had given the vehicle, not she was concerned about that just tracking device. Defendant was in town for an unrelated reason, but the defendant then sent complainant a photo of her apartment door after making the threat, and the officer observed on ring video the defendant hitting the door in an aggressive manner, and the complainant stated she.
So why would they find no PC? I mean, it's.
There's a few things left in there. I think first, the complainant stated she did not wish to pursue any criminal charges, perhaps.
Yeah, but that doesn't
I mean,
factor into whether there's probable.
The other issue, I think, is this allegedly happened on the day before, and at some point later the next day, the complaining witness, I don't think 911 was called, the complaining witness did their own investigation somehow. That's what I can tell from the way the complaint is written. So I don't think 911 was ever called. I don't think the threats are imminent as would be required under the Terroristic Threats Act.
He says, I'm going to come kill you. I mean, there's imminency with that. I'm going to go do that, right?
Certainly that is a consideration. I don't think that's imminent because there's not, I'm coming now, I'm doing this. Like, I think there has to be a finite time.
I'm going implies I'm coming.
And I think for the purpose of PC, right now we have a complainant stating, even if, she didn't want to press charges or anything, a complainant stating that she was in fear of imminent, she was in imminent fear. We have a statement, we have a video of a picture of her front door being sent, and then a video of the defendants,
I don't know that we have that, but I understand if those threats were allegedly made, I think it was the day before.
Day before what?
The day before, based on the complaint. I'm just strictly going off the complaint. It was the day before, and then the next day in the evening, this complaint was filed. So there's at least a period of time that no longer has the imminency is my point.
No, they may have filed it later, but the act itself isn't terroristic threat when it happens. Of course, it takes time to file something. They're going to file it later, right? But the fact remains is that on this day, at this time, he says, hey, I'm going to fucking kill you, right? And then proceeds to provide more evidence, adding credence to the fact that he's going to do it. I don't know about the assault, but I mean, I think that there is sufficient to go forward just for the terroristic threat. If you want, I can set you a bond now. That way they can make it. But let him know that once I set a bond, if he makes it, he needs to be here within 7 days.
Sure.
And then after that, you guys go do about your business, right? Now, I think the fact that she may not want to go forward or whatnot, that will play into the case itself. But remember, probable cause is a very low burden.
Well, I understand completely, Jan. I just think in terms of probable cause, and I understand that what the complainant said, it's coming from a third party. I know hearsay is allowed and all of that later on, but for purposes of today, at least if we can get the bond, that because I came with the impression that this was already an open case anyway.
And I thought so too, but a lot of times what happens is the magistrates don't get all the information because it comes in piecemeal. And so they may not have had all the information at the time when the 2B was issued, and they kind of supplement it after the fact. So what do you think about a bond? Amount wise?
Well, can we just pay, I was thinking a couple $100 to pay to the court so that he doesn't have to pay a bondsman.
You're gonna pay?
I'm not gonna pay. A family
I was gonna
member,
say, be very careful.
I'm not paying any.
Be very careful.
family will pay on his
Okay.
behalf, but I would want him to pay the court so that the money can be returned rather than a bonding company.
They'll have to go to the sheriff's office. They don't come here to ask.
No, either way,
They
but
go.
I wanted to be able, the opportunity to pay $200 to the court so that that money could be
What are
returned.
you saying? How much?
Like $300 to $500 is what I was thinking.
Sure, 500.
400 it is. We'll split the puppy for you.
Yeah, yeah. that's-
Okay, so I'm gonna find PC on the terroristic threat.
Put the to be more in your
Okay, bond will be set at $400. Did they in fact dismiss the other one though?
Yes, Martha said
Okay.
she has to.
Can we print out a copy of it? If he can get here, I'll give him a PR bond. So
I think he said next week would be,
just, he runs a risk, right?
right.
Because there'll be an open warrant for his arrest, so he runs a risk. The later he takes to do it, then, but, okay, we're done.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks.